The Gracchi Brothers and modern parallels, Donald Trump as Tiberius Gracchus. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into history and its haunting echoes in our modern world. Today, we're focusing on two sets of figures separated by thousands of years, but united by striking similarities. The Gracchi brothers of ancient Rome and Donald Trump of today's America. Both challenged their respective political establishments in ways that led to significant change and deep societal divisions. This isn't just a history lesson, it's a dire warning from the past, a cautionary tale that we ignore at our own peril. We're going to dissect the lives, ambitions and tragic ends of the Gracchi brothers, and then we'll draw a line from ancient Rome to today's political climate in the United States. The parallels are not only striking but also deeply unsettling. Let's start with Tiberius Gracchus, the elder of the two Gracchi brothers. Born into the noble Sempronia family, Tiberius and his brother Gaius were paradoxically eligible for the role of tribune of the plebs due to their plebeian lineage. Tiberius took office in 133 BC and wasted no time in pushing for reforms. His motivations are shrouded in mystery. Some historians argue that he sought to redeem his tarnished reputation stemming from the Roman army's humiliating surrender to the Numantines in Spain. But what's clear is that Rome was a society on the brink. The poor, both rural and urban, were clamoring for land reform, and Tiberius aimed to deliver. He saw the suffering and desperation of the Roman populace, and he took it upon himself to be the agent of change, no matter the personal cost. His landmark proposal, the Lex Agraria, was nothing short of revolutionary. It aimed to redistribute public lands among Rome's disenfranchised poor. This was met with fierce resistance from wealthy landowners who saw it as an existential threat. Undeterred, Tiberius took the unprecedented step of bypassing the Senate, attempting to pass the law through the People's Assembly. The Senate, feeling its power and privilege slipping away, retaliated by securing a veto from another tribune, Marcus Octavius. In a move that shattered all established norms, Tiberius had Octavius deposed, arguing that he had betrayed the people by obstructing a law that would have alleviated their suffering. This act set Tiberius on a collision course with the Senate, culminating in his brutal, extrajudicial murder. A dark omen of the violence and instability that would follow. His death wasn't just the end of a man, it was the beginning of a cycle of violence that would plague Rome for generations. Gaius Gracchus, Tiberius's lesser-known brother, took up his mantle but went even further. He proposed a series of reforms that were even more ambitious, touching not just on land, but also on the Roman legal system and food security. By this time, Rome was already a powder keg. Street violence was escalating, and the social fabric was tearing at the seams. Gaius's refusal to answer a murder charge before the Senate was the final straw. For the first time in Roman history, the Senate issued its final decree, essentially a death sentence, instructing the consul to do whatever necessary to quash the rebellion. Gaius and his followers were slaughtered, initiating a cycle of violence and political instability that would plague Rome for years, leading to the eventual collapse of the Roman Republic. His death, like that of his brother, was a symptom of a republic that had lost its way, a government more willing to spill blood than to address the root causes of its problems. In recent years, commentators have drawn parallels between Tiberius Gracchus and Donald Trump. Both are seen as demagogues who rose to prominence by exploiting the failings of their respective political establishments. But what's often overlooked are the consequences of the ruling elite's reaction to such figures. Just as the Roman Senate resorted to extrajudicial murder to silence Tiberius, the American establishment has used dubious legal tactics to neutralize Trump. They've employed politically motivated prosecutions and even impeachment trials to sideline him. The treatment of those implicated in the January 6th incidents bears a melancholic similarity to how the followers of Gaius Gracchus were judicially pursued centuries ago. As it stands in September 2023, Enrique Tarrio, once the leader of the Proud Boys, has been sentenced to 22 years in prison for his role in the siege of the US Capitol. Several of his associates have also received substantial sentences, ranging from 10 to 17 years. This situation brings into somber focus what many observers seem to miss: the consequences of how power structures react to challenging political figures. In ancient Rome, the Senate didn't hesitate to deploy extrajudicial means to remove Tiberius Gracchus from the political landscape. Similarly, in modern America, the specter of alleged Russian involvement in the 2016 elections, often termed Russiagate, was wielded to delegitimize Trump. Now, lawfare, a series of politically motivated legal actions, aims to forestall his political comeback. Sadly, both the Roman Senate and the contemporary American political establishment appear more focused on quelling the figures that represent public dissatisfaction than on understanding the root causes of such dissent. The Roman Senate thought they could silence change by silencing the Gracchis. They were wrong. Their actions led to a spiral of violence and political instability that ultimately destroyed the Roman Republic. It's a chilling reminder that when those in power choose suppression over dialogue, violence over reform, and self-interest over the common good, the entire system is at risk. We must ask ourselves, are we willing to let history repeat itself? Are we going to ignore these cautionary tales and continue down a path that risks the very foundations of our democracy? If you found this exploration of history and its echoes in our modern world thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history and its relevance today. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What topics or eras would you like to see us explore in the future? Your feedback helps shape the content we create. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history, and remember, When we ignore the lessons of the past, we risk tearing the very fabric of our society, a fabric not easily mended.